Hello, beautiful Scorpio. My name is Ivona Rose. Welcome to my channel, Rose Healing Light. Thank you for being here. I'm really happy that you are here, that you stopped by and you watch my video and my reading. This will be this will be a reading with spiritual guidance for the sign of Scorpio for the month of December 2022. And it will apply to your sun sign, to your rising sign, to your moon sign. Also, you can watch it for Venus. If you have Venus in Scorpio, you can also try watching for, if you know, for any placements where you have Scorpio in your chart. If you know your chart, you can try that too. But just remember to follow your intuition, right? So you don't have to always watch 12 signs every single month, but sometimes maybe if you have an issue, for example, like in the fourth house, which is, for example, about home and family, then and maybe Scorpio is in your fourth house, right? And sometimes it might give you an extra message. But just, yeah, just listen to yourself, right, and to your intuition, to your inner guide. Also, just to let you know that I always connect with the angels, with the archangels, actually, when I do the readings. And I've already asked Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron to be with us, and I've asked them for sending for blessings and protection for myself, for you guys, and for the whole reading, right? And to make sure that there's obviously clear energy, that there is yeah, and clear messages, so that I can give you, I can obviously deliver as best of a reading as I can. All right, so I think and I've already drawn, so let's go ahead and get started. I have already drawn most of the cards. We can, yeah, we can maybe we can pull some clarifiers if we need to as we go along. But let's just start. So I've got, let's start with the theme. So this is a theme card for you, Scorpio, for the month of December. It's called, I hope you guys see it. Let me just try to, yeah, my camera doesn't always like to, anyway, I hope you can see it, right? And I read it. So it's called, it says inner temple, and it says devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. The message, I think, here is about, so the inner temple is about what do you consider actually to be your inner temple, and it is about you on the inside of yourself, right? So what kind of practice supports you at the moment, right? And I'm talking about spiritual practice, right? And also the inner temple, I also feel there is an aspect of, for example, like choosing or having a space, for example, within your home, which can also serve you as a temple. Maybe not necessarily as an inner temple, but obviously in your home space, which is a private space, right? You can also have you can choose even a part of your home, for example, I don't know, of your bedroom, for example, and you can create a very, like, for example, a very uplifting space as well. And then use it, for example, where you want to always meditate, or when you want to do any other spiritual kind of devotional practice as well, right? So it could be, I don't know, maybe chanting, or maybe listening to uplifting, yeah, like uplifting devotional songs as well. I hope so. Also anything of positive nature, right? And by devotional, I do mean that sometimes there are songs towards the divine, right, as well. Yeah, so I think the main message and the question for you is what do you consider, what would you like the inner temple to be? And the inner temple once is you, so obviously inside of you, which is about you perhaps finding, for those who haven't maybe started yet, and developing as a spiritual practice, and a regular one. So it can be, for example, like a meditation, a prayer, for those, or again anything that you would consider, like you can, for example, even use oracle cards, right? As part of, let's say, for example, starting your days. I feel the message is that for those who haven't, maybe for those of you who have started and have done it in the past, maybe you've kind of stopped for various reasons. Life gets busy, right? We forget, and then so you are being definitely asked and called to come back and develop the practice again, right? Or come back to your regular practice, just obviously to gain the benefits from it. Yeah, I think this is all for the moment, right? For what I need to say about the card. And then if we go, so I've got past, present, and future position, and I've got also a challenge and an environment position for you. So in the month, let me start with, in general, I think it does In the present, you've got the Eight of Water actually. So let me just show you. Let me actually start with the present moment. Okay, so you've got Eight of Water as the main card for you, and then this is also, so they, yeah, and this is, and Seven of Earth. They came together, but this is probably like, this feels like this is the main card. So you are, so that the, or so this is your present moment, but this is also the center of the reading. So the way I see it is that you are living, you are in the process of living a certain situation or a certain pattern. Yeah, leaving it, sorry, you're leaving a situation or a pattern behind, something obviously that did not serve you in your life anymore. It could also be leaving a relationship behind, yeah, so leaving something, so, and moving on. It does feel like it's a bit of a process. For some of you, you probably, something already, it does seem like something already began, or something started in the past already. This is where I can refer, let me just go back to the past position. In the past, you have Ace of Air, and this does tell me that you have had perhaps some kind of a breakthrough, or some clarity in your mind, like some clarity came to you, and you have made, yes, it seems like you have made already this decision in the past, right? And in a moment, I will talk a little bit more perhaps on your past position, but let's just continue with the present moment. So while you are in this process of leaving something behind, maybe something that you actually, that you build, or you had built over also a period of time, maybe, well, if it's a relationship, that it's natural, right? Or something that maybe you were used to, you were familiar with, maybe you are leaving a job actually as well. But the main theme is more about like leaving something behind, moving on. And I think the process of maybe finding a bit of an ending to it as well, or just like honoring the ending and knowing how to, let's say, navigate that kind of energy, right? I remember, because, well, the endings can be abrupt sometimes, but sometimes they take a longer time, right? So sometimes you make a decision one day, but then you have to deal, you know, with all the emotions and, let's say, other consequences, right? Or other aspects of, let's say, moving forward from something, or maybe, yeah, or ending something first and then moving forward. With the Seven of Earth, so this card is actually asking you, the Seven of Earth is telling you more that while you are in this process of obviously moving forward from something, you are being also asked to sometimes to take a pause and reflect, or reassess it, or reevaluate. So that's usually this card does talk about, I mean, it's not necessarily lack of movement, but yeah, I think the way it comes to you, just you are being asked, or there may be some circumstances, something that let's say pushes you, or anyway that will help you. You may need to take a pause on something, right? So this means that don't rush with anything. And if something comes up that you maybe don't understand it, yeah, so then allow yourself to take a pause, right? Take a break. Allow this kind of like, so you're in the process of moving forward, right? But then sometimes, I don't know, anyway, sometimes there may be a moment where you do need to like take a break, or say, okay, I can't do it today. I need to leave it for, I don't know, a few days, see if maybe there'll be a better solution to come up. Yeah, so for some reason you're just being asked to allow the pause, or if there is a circumstance, then obviously you can also then accept the circumstance that makes you take a pause, or you can also choose it, right? You can choose it yourself, that in this moment I feel like I just need a break, and then I will come back to, you know, anything that maybe you are resolving here as well, right? You do have also with the clarifier card for the present position is the Thinking Woman. And the Thinking Woman, so you are being advised while, so I can also like in the let me just show you the future position. Actually, you have the High Priestess, yeah, and you also have and you actually have also Archangel Raphael, fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra. So there are other, so in a moment I will also talk about that, because other cards indicate also that you are being asked. So obviously you are also in the process of healing, right? So maybe this moving on from, it may have been perhaps something that hurt you in the past, right? Maybe a hurtful relationship. It might, maybe like it seems like it might have gone deeper. So maybe an aspect of abuse in a relationship, or maybe just like narcissistic relationships, but anything, but it can be anything else, right? It could be maybe moving a job because it no longer, I don't know, satisfied you, for example, right? So, but if there was any pain, obviously this is the Eight of Water. Water is an emotional component, and it may pertain to something that was painful in the past as well. So maybe not everything was great, or it had to finish, right? It had to end. The thinking woman, just to give you the message from this card, is about being logical and using your logical mind to find solutions, for example, or to find anything so that you need in order to continue with this process, right? Also, yeah, so this is a reminder, right? That just also pay attention. I think there is also another reminder: pay attention to your thoughts and your thought process, because probably, and also to find, so because again, there are indication, guys, that either you have been already on a healing, or maybe you just need on a healing journey, or some of you may just need to find the right healing practice to help you, right? So this actually, in this card, it tells me that you may have, anyway, it's probably natural that you may have some negative thoughts around the situation, right? That you just finished or you ended and you're moving on from, or a relationship. It actually does. I do have. Okay, let me just talk about it. Sorry, I wanted to show you. I'll show you in a moment another card that I have for you as an advice card. But if there are any negative thoughts, right? So pay attention to your thought patterns and thought process. If you have negative thoughts, probably combined with negative emotions here, you are being asked to take time for yourself, right? So to find your inner temple, right? And to create it also. So create a space in your home, but also create it as a matter of developing a practice, for example, like a prayer and meditation. And also I feel there is a strong connection here and a strong advice that you are, guys, you need to, like, you are advised to find an appropriate healing practice for yourself, or maybe even a healing practitioner or a therapist. So anything that obviously will serve you. Yeah, and I think, so let me just, so this is the message for now. That if we just take a look at the past position. So as I already mentioned, you have Ace of Air, and Ace of Air actually is kind of it's a positive it's a positive, I feel it's a positive card. Okay, it also brings about honesty and dishonesty in the relationship, perhaps. So whatever again, so the thing, right, whatever the aspect that you are leaving behind, or something that has ended in the past, yeah, may have also related with to honesty and dishonesty of other people, perhaps, as well, or other people in the situation. But I think the main message from the past here is that you already did the breakthrough, that you already got the clarity on it in the past, right? So something happened, or someone maybe told you, you got a message as well. Yeah, and then you got like a sudden, you got, let's say, sudden awakening or sudden clarity of the mind, and you have made a decision, right? So either you have made a decision that you want to move on, or or something happened and maybe motivated you a little bit to just to kind of think about yourself, right? Or think about what is it that you want to do. But it does feel, at least for many of you, the decision has already been made in the past, right? Probably by you, this is how it feels, right? But take it how it resonates, right? This is the message as I feel it in the moment. And this comes actually with the first chakra Archangel Michael card. So this is root chakra, and the root chakra represents so that's anything to do, to be honest, it could be a relationship as well, but it's anything that you relied upon, probably, because it's anything to do with our physical existence, right? So it could be a relationship, but you would have then relied on, let's say, the partner somehow materially, probably, right? Or maybe you were just like, obviously there's always a bit of let's say, dependency, or there's obviously a collaboration, right? And various aspects. So it doesn't have to be finances, but obviously it is something. So it could also be a job, but anything definitely that probably, okay, so it probably was also related with money. This is how it comes to me. So any physical, financial, maybe material aspect that obviously you have gotten. So this whole situation relates also to this. So obviously you are moving behind. You are, sorry, leaving behind or moving on from something that existed obviously in the physical realm, right? Or maybe you, maybe you are moving home. This also came, but I don't feel strongly about it. Again, probably a relationship or maybe a job. I think this is the main archangel. This is the main message from this card, for the moment at least. So let's just let me just move on to the future. In the future, you actually have the High Priestess. So this card with sorry guys, with the fourth chakra Archangel Raphael. So the High Priestess, it's actually confirmation also. It's I usually feel, so I want to, it's actually a very beautiful card in general, but the High Priestess is a confirmation, as it's asking you to remember to always take time for yourself and develop a practice which will also help you to perhaps understand yourself on a deeper level. And with this, obviously, for example, a healing method is coming to me. So finding a new healing method, finding also a therapist or someone who can help you. I think this is also part of it. But I think the whole reading here focuses on you, and you finding, let's say, finding yourself also within yourself, right? And developing also a healthy relationship with yourself, or continue to develop it. So for many of you, maybe you've already done healing in the past. Maybe you've, like, I think it feels like many, if not most of you already meditated, for example, and used spiritual practices. So you just being reminded and advised. Again, it feels just to make sure that you continue with this, that this is about your spiritual path, right? And it is supposed to help you, and it is going to continue to move you forward, right? In a certain way that makes sense. It obviously relates to your inner temple, right? The theme, which was about your inner temple, very, very well. I was just talking about healing, right? Because this come with the fourth chakra and Archangel Raphael. And this does tell me that you are also going, like with the High Priestess, to remember to take time for yourself. Sorry guys, I actually have, maybe there is something about your throat, because I have actually an itchy throat. So maybe I feel the messages, be cautious of yourself also. I don't know, maybe not to get a cold or not to get a flu, especially in December time. And maybe, yeah, I don't know if there is a message, maybe some problems with communication as well. I don't know. This may be just a message for a few of you, not for all of you. I feel like I needed to speak about it. Yeah. And the fourth chakra, so it comes, okay, so maybe this also relates, because so this is about healing of your heart. And very often, so Archangel Raphael comes here strongly as well. If you want, you can call upon Archangel Raphael to help you with healing, or to help you find a practitioner or a therapist. And yeah, and I think so. Yeah, so the message is, again, while you develop, you take time for yourself and develop a new practice. Also remember that you will. This is a process as well. So you will be going, and you are advised to definitely use healing methods. Yeah, because you are just healing. You are in the process of healing your heart as well, right? After obviously something that perhaps had hurt you in the past as well. To give you, there is some positive. So your challenge actually. So that's why. When I was talking about this thinking woman, right, and I did mention that you may guys have, maybe you are experiencing some darker thoughts, for example, in yourself. So you also have, and I think maybe that's why there is a reminder about, remember that there is always, let's say, God, source, spirit, universe, who are always there for you. The same with angels and archangels. And sorry guys, I need to yeah, and it's just a reminder, because the challenge is actually the star card. And normally the star is about having faith and having hope for the better, right? And then so usually it tells you that you've come out, for example, of difficulties, or you're coming out. But it very often points you in the direction of, like, having faith also, like, have faith, I don't know, maybe in the universe also, and in the, like, in the source of light, right? Of light and of life. Sorry. So, but if this is your challenge position, so I feel that you may be feeling, I don't know, maybe down, you may be feeling low on emotion sometime during the month of December. Maybe during Christmas, things may not go very well. I don't know. I don't want to predict, but just remember, guys, that you need to just take care of yourself. If you're feeling, again, low on emotion, or maybe maybe your mind is spinning around some negative aspects, right? Then, as I said, definitely take time for yourself. Take the pause, right? We had 7 of Earth card, and this also means, yeah, and taking a pause means that maybe you want to even take a break, maybe not from work, but if you have to, if you feel unwell, take a break from work, or just take a break. You don't have to socialize so much, so in a way that you will know how to take a break, right? And make sure that you take care of yourself. But the positive, there's a bit of a positive. So this is your environment. I've got 2 cards for your environment. They do feel actually quite positive. Let me start with the Page of Fire. This came to me like other people. So there are some positive people around you, perhaps, right? Maybe friendships. You will know who this is, and they can help you with creative solutions or creative ideas. And this may be probably about, or maybe, yeah, new solutions. So this is obviously when you are leaving this situation behind, and maybe you are dealing with a bit of, like, with the Star card, right? Your challenge is that you are dealing with some negativity, or maybe like lower, darker emotions. But this seems like, so to speak, maybe speak or find people, so speak with people who you know and you trust them, and they should be able to offer you some aspect of maybe a creative solution, right? They should be able also to bring some positivity to you, that those two cards actually do feel positive. And the Three of Fire is very often, so with the Page of Fire is always, it's mainly about messages and messengers and helpful people. This is how I get it now, or people who can definitely come and help you and offer something like a solution. And the Three of Fire is just the card of expansion, right? Also, but expansion can be sometimes like if you need to come out of something that was, let's say, dark or darker, right? So you need to end out, the situation has ended, maybe a relationship, but you need to find a way how to come out emotionally, right? How to find maybe the right therapist, or the right even friend to talk to sometimes, right? Because you want to lift yourself up a bit. Yeah, so it's a card of expansion, but but with these cards, it feels like there are some positive. So obviously your environment, or some people at least who you can trust, and you know them, or maybe you will meet, or maybe you can, this may also relate to people like, for example, I don't know if you watch YouTube, right? Like maybe some other readers, or maybe you watch, there are lots of wonderful therapists on YouTube as well, or maybe other people on social media, but just look out for it. So the positivity, so in your environment, you will be able to find positive people and positive messages for you, so that, yeah, so that you can be helped, right? Your outcome card, guys, is actually the Lovers. I don't think that this is, usually this can relate to like a significant relationship. So maybe whatever it means for you, like for whatever you are leaving behind, whatever has ended, may be a relationship. But the main message I feel here as an outcome is about you paying attention how you make your decision and choices, or how you've made them in the past, and now you are being advised to make choices from your heart. So making sure, yeah, so for example, if this was be a choice about you and how you want to handle the situation that maybe you are leaving behind, right? So the choice is like, make sure that you choose you, right? Choose yourself and choose your, like, your best and your highest good first, right? Yeah, and choose, so kind of like look into your heart more if you, yeah, if you need to make some choice. The Lovers can pertain to like a little bit of a maybe more important choice. But I don't know, I feel like the message is more about like you are probably learning, or how you've made maybe the choices in the past, and maybe there was a lot of, maybe you've made them, based on your head, or the way you were even taught in the past by your parents, for example, but then it didn't work out for you, right? So now you need to come back more to yourself and to your heart, and understand yourself a little bit better, and to make sure that whenever you, but it can also be about a small choice, right? That whenever you make a choice, for example, to take a break and to take care of yourself, and I don't know, have 20 minutes or 15 minutes for meditation, this would be the choice that you make from the heart, right? If that makes sense. All right, guys, and then I have two other, let me just show you. So these cards are like, I usually pull them as they are moonology cards, but they are advice cards basically, and one of them, okay, so let me, one says focus on the positive, and the other one says push through any insecurity. And I feel they have probably similar, like I've already talked about, that they have the message, so focus on the positive, right? Like you are being challenged with the stars, so maybe you are being challenged with something, yeah, maybe with darker emotions, and with the fact that maybe you are losing, maybe you've lost hope or faith. So and if it happens at any point in time, because of, again, maybe some difficult emotions, right, then please just come back. I think the message is, remember always that there is God and spirit and and the universe and the angels are always there for you, right? So, and you can always at any moment in time just connect with them, just by even asking them for help. The angels I use, obviously I work with the angels, and I would always recommend people just to ask Archangel. We've got Archangel Michael here, we've got also Archangel Raphael. Wow, anyway, I can't find the card in my coming here, but you can call upon any other archangels as well. So just remember, yeah, and focus, yeah, to call upon them if you feel like you just can't find the positive aspect, right? And try to make sure that you focus maybe on the positive aspects. And if there is any insecurities, so like it says push through any insecurity, so probably similar message if you feel. So sometimes it may be, maybe I would say that I know I've gone through a lot of healing and difficult situations in the past, and various different difficult situations in relationships. So I would say I know how it is sometimes when it's very difficult. But also the message is that sometimes you will have enough strength to push through. So if there's an insecurity or anything that is negative, again, maybe some negative thoughts, you will be able to let's say even push through this if you have to. Let's say if you have to make a decision or you have to do something for yourself, right? Like with the Lovers card, maybe you will have to make some decision, which may not be like the very significant one, but maybe you'll have to, maybe, yeah, just to move forward, for example, right? Yeah, so just, so I think, yeah, just focus on the positive, right? And you will be able to kind of move through the month or through those challenges with more ease, or with some aspect of grace as well, right? And I've got, so let me just pull one more card for Scorpio. This one, Scorpio, please, for December. This will be an, oh, I've got so many cards. Let me just check. I think this is the one for you. Surrender. Actually, there is a message of, so this is for you guys from the angels. Specifically, the card says surrender. And also the guy has, like, if you can see, this is like his heart and higher heart. Higher heart sometimes is a lot to do with healing, or healing from the, like, past, healing from the past. Surrender does mean that you need to, it's about letting go, right? And letting go a little bit of control. And surrender means also surrender to the highest power, right? To the highest source, to the divine. So it doesn't mean that you, like, it's not about giving up, but it's a healthy surrender, right? So with the High Priestess and with your inner temple cards, right? Remember to look up to God to find a new practice, perhaps, or maybe continue with the practice that you started in the past, like meditation, prayer, and any other healing method. And this will also help you kind of surrender. So don't cling on to anything as well, right? I would say. And with the meditation, it will help you just let go of things slowly and step by step. All right. I think this is that's all I have for you, Scorpio, for today, for December. I hope you enjoyed the reading, so please share it with your friends if you do. I hope you find it useful as well. Hit the like button, subscribe. I will very much appreciate it. I'm also wishing you a wonderful Christmas and a holiday season, or yeah, and anything, maybe if you celebrate something different. And I'm also wishing you a wonderful time of the end of the year. Yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. I'm sending you much love. Bye.